The United Nations incoming Secretary General is in town. Antonio Guterres has met with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi at the invitation of the Chinese government. Well, the UN's new chief arrived in the Chinese capital on Monday and will depart on Tuesday. Joining us live for more report is our correspondent Tang Bo. Good evening, Tang Bo. It seems this is the first to visit Mr. Guterres since the news that he was appointed as the new UN Secretary General. What will be on the table between him and Chinese leaders?
Well, good evening, Zhou Yue. As the former Prime Minister of Portugal and the current head of the UN Refugee Agency, Antonio Guterres is well known on the front lines of armed conflict and humanitarian suffering, and that is why he's regarded as the best choice for the UN that takes on the world's most troubled sport, which is full of insecurity and uncertainty. So many people believe for Mr. Guterres, closer cooperation with China, the world's second largest economy with more than 18% of the world's population, will surely help him with his mission. Let's take a look. The hour-long meeting touched upon Chinese cooperation with the United Nations and international and regional hotspot issues of shared interests. Both sides reiterated that the world body should more actively advance peace and stability.
The world has had so many problems. They are all about peace and development after all. To promote peace and development, the UN should take full advantages of its action pillars of conciliation and peacekeeping.
We need a United Nations that, first of all, abides by its principles, the universal principles that are enshrined in the Charter, and makes no concessions on that.
It is so decided.
The former Prime Minister of Portugal was appointed as the next Secretary General of the United Nations in October. It comes as the international community struggles to deal with international terrorism, a global refugee crisis, the war in Syria, and a sluggish world economy.
The current unrest in the world is due to poor implementation or even violation of the principles set when the UN was first founded. So China is willing to work together with all other countries to help the UN stick to its initial purposes.
That was echoed by Mr. Guterres, who said that people were living in a dangerous world. He said the international community is tasked with preventing new conflicts and resolving old ones as well.
We are seeing global problems for which we need global solutions and for which we need the strengthening of governance mechanisms of multilateral nature. And I want to underline that China is today a solid pillar of multilateralism in the world.
This year marks the 45th anniversary of the restoration of China's lawful seat in the United Nations. And China's foreign minister said that the relationship between China and the UN has new historical starting point, and the two sides have reached the consensus on deepening the cooperation. And Mr. Guterres also said that China will be able to play a much more important role in some urgent peace talks and bring all conflicting parties to the negotiation table. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Tang Bo, for your reporting from downtown Beijing.